right, well, let's see if indeed Nande can get the win here for Monaspa. Honestly, his contribution in the last game, it was
he played
very
so well.
impactful. Sniper with the rapier, doing insane amounts of damage and being the exact kind of the dream sort of carry that you need in these best of ones.
Yeah.
Let's see if Entity have it in them to be able to trip Monaspa up, and of course make that third best of one that we'll be going into today count for something.
Yeah, and let's see if, honestly, let's see if Entity can just fix the issues that they've been having. They are on a 10-game losing streak.
Oh.
So it's been a bit of a rough time for them.
10 is a lot. I feel like everybody knows. Everyone probably watching, we've all been there. We've all had a 10-game loss streak, but have we had an 11-game loss streak? You know what I mean? 10's got to be the limit. You know what I mean? You don't have more than 10 losses in a row. And actually, maybe some of you guys and girls watching do. It can be rough for some of us out there in the ranked world, but yeah, 10 losses? No, that's. I'm sure Entity's going to try their best to put a stop to that here.
People get full red pages all the time.
How many losses actually is a full red page? That is actually it's more than 10. I think it's about like 13 or something.
Something
page.
like
I'm
that.
checking out. This is what really matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
You have 11 in a row lost already.
What? Shut up. Anyway, no, it's 11. 11 games would be a full page of red losses. So Entity,
so this is the one.
This would be a full page of losses for Entity. Ain't nobody want a full page of losses.
Tons of tips coming out, and of course, other thing we do have to point out is Fishman, it really has been the story of just him not being able to get his heroes, getting his Disruptor and dying again and again. Teams have really just learned how to address Entity's drafting problem, or draft, like, you know, their smaller hero pools in a lot of situations. So let's see what he's going to be able to do as this Marana. This looks like a pretty strong lane that they're playing up against too. It's the Tide Under the Hoodwink, a classic that we see Tundra do all the time. So let's see if they are going to be able to set up this Naga for success.
Now your fish begins.
Got to reset myself still a little bit after that last game. The rapiers and everything were a bit wild.
We really have had some crazy games today. It's been a fantastic day for Dota 2. I'm sure some of you in the chat will have been with us throughout it all so far. And we hope that we can continue to bring you another banger of a game here.
Staring a lot at how these lanes end up going. Mid, as Quinn was saying, this can be a winnable matchup for the Pango. Most of the time we do see the Tiny pull up a little bit ahead. It's a very skill-based matchup just because that base damage advantage. So we'll see how Stormstormer is able to do. Yeah, it does look like, but honestly, like 3 pretty strong lanes, I would say, for the side of Monaspa.
Okay.
Oh, look at those denies. He got 3 of them. I'm just staring at mid.
Yeah, see if Wish continues to crush it here with these early denies.
Wait, whose courier died? Oh, I guess there is a Marana on one side, so we do see these couriers tend to drop. Wish, yeah, he knows the matchup.
This is almost more fun.
Oh, good stuff.
Does get the range trade nice. Yeah, good stuff.
Playing nicely with the shield crash.
All right, things kind of evening out there with these first 2 waves. Bottom, yeah, they are actually getting a decent amount of harassment out to Skylark here. Doesn't have an... Does he actually? Okay. I was going to say, is he not going to bring something for like maybe some armor, but no, it's not the case right now for Skylark. So we'll be harassed a little bit from the Riptide that's going to come out at level 2. And the extra right clicks is going to come out from Fishman. Top though, I think this is going to be the biggest struggle for me for Entity. Toby, how is he going to be able to do? He's had a lot of rough games recently. Of course, now he's playing one of his more comfortable matchups, but he is versus this Undying, which is always very annoying to play against. They are going to have also, in mid-game and stuff like that too, it's going to take, of course, time.
They're going to go for it.
Toby.
They're going to go for it. Tombstone's up.
He's dead.
This is its first blood for sure. Oh, and
they want to give it to Nande.
But Nande's not quite in range.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
That was quite a bit of a mistake there. Whoops.
Yeah.
But I mean,
sometimes you just got to take the kill.
Oh, and honestly though, this also is pretty brutal.
This is pretty brutal. Yeah, that's true. I mean, what's he going to do? Deny to neutrals? Probably, right? And then TP back out?
Deny to neutrals or deny to a tower?
Deny to the tower,
one of the two.
You've got to look to do that because you need to get back to the lane ASAP.
And Katomi, he's trying to hold the wave as long as possible. Yeah,
so
we'll see Toby suicide.
Goes down to the tower and means that he will at least have that TP to get back up to the top lane. So yeah, not the first blood, but still very much a rough couple of moments there for the Lycan.
I wonder if that actually feels maybe worse. I don't know. It takes him so long to come back up here. So yeah, we're going to see Nande get that free farm mid, seeing a bit of a trade back and forth, and bottom, Watson is able to get some farm versus Skylark and Desire. But yeah, giving Nande Morph a good start here. The dream really for Monaspa. He's played so well in this hero so many times.
And it's what he says. It's a nice lane for the Morph, and just what overall a good game. And what are sort of the biggest threats to the Morph this game?
Diffusal timing for the Pango, and then the eventual like super late game stuff like that. But also something that's kind of overlooked a lot of times is just damage reduction. Howl plus Fade Bolts, even if it's there's going to be dispels and stuff like that for the Morphling. These things can add up when he's just standing his ground inside some of these fights. So we'll see how he's gonna itemize to deal with it. He concentrates bottom. Skylark, now he's fine. He's got the 2 points in passive. Oop, takes a tower hit, but should be fine. 2 points in passive plus the Anchor Smash. Should be able to withstand pretty much any pressure.
Yeah.
Fishman.
Yeah, Ring of Health as well.
Yeah. So. And he is going to go the Meteor Hammer build, so okay, cool. See a bit of a split, especially from some teams, how they do want to go for this item, but this one versus the Nagasar honestly does feel kind of nice, especially just being able to poke the tower constantly. As top again.
I mean, Katomi stepped right up there.
Way too far.
This will be first blood. Yeah, this time Spartan, he'll take it. He's not going to wait around trying to give that one to Nande. Yeah, they're playing this top lane very, very well. I mean, they've played it many times before. The Morph and Undying, it's a solid combo here for Monaspa.
It's tough to play most of these like strength heroes versus it. But Toby, all in all, his last hits are pretty decent. 20 and 3. But yeah, giving up that kill. Nande off to a fresh start. Seeing Stormstormer though, he is actually doing incredibly well in this matchup. 26 and 3 to the 22 and 3 of Wish. So first a couple creeps, we did see Wish get the denies, but there's been actually no more denies somehow.
Back up top. Got to be careful how much they commit kind of towards, even towards Spartan in some of these situations, because it's not too difficult for Nande to waveform over in joint.
Yeah, and you have to be very aware of the cooldown as well on Tombstone.
Yeah.
Like you should know that's like that 90-second cooldown, so right now you can get a bit aggressive onto him, but in 20 seconds or so, have to be careful how far you step up, because either one of you will just die immediately.
Radiant are scanning.
Stormstormer.
Making the route up here.
It's going to be able to get the refuel with the bounty.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, top lane, as you say, Tombstone's back up. Toby and Katomi, they have to have that in mind.
Yeah.
They cannot afford to get close, otherwise they will die against these two.
Lane at least is, I mean, in a pretty okay spot. Actually, not right now. It comes back into Nande's favor, and you see Spartan, he's already positioning himself to go for aggression here. He's taking a beating, though. These wolves, they do hurt. First rotation, we're seeing both of the 4 positions. I mean, Katomi, he wants to leave top just to be able to check the rune, because he knows now at this point that Desire is going to start checking runes and stacking, so they do have to help out their mid laners to get this rune in. Stormstormer, he's at 6, but so has Wish. Who's going to get lucky?
Spartan.
Spartan.
One more decay, but the walls will be upon him.
He could just die here. 1 or 2 more hits. One more from Katomi. He's got a Fade Bolt as well. Got some.
I mean, Toby's got to be a bit
stepped up
careful
too
here. He's
far.
standing his ground against Nande.
He
He's
gets
dead.
him. Oh, boy. You can't be
Nande
giving
just
these kills
with
to this morph.
straight up outplay. I mean,
Okay.
Stormstormer will at least swing over and help clean up. So I guess at the end of the day, they were just trying to bait Nande into a bit of action to buy time for Stormstormer to come over and kill him. But Nande getting a kill on the way out there.
Crisp rotation from Stormstormer. I mean, a natural one as well, too. He was already just kind of like walking up there after not getting the rune. Not bad, not bad. But definitely not wanting to give these kills to the Morphling. It's already level 5. A very good start for him. But on the flip side, we do see Watson. He is having free farm as this Naga Siren. Desire, though, Meteor Hammer, it's about to be online. So he can actually start to apply some pressure onto this Naga Siren and even the tower. So they do have to keep someone down here. What the what? Desire, sorry, Scarlark, my bad.
It's alright, it's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late. My bad. Wish. It is spotted, so he goes invis, but it's under this ward here, but still looking to make this aggressive move. Katomi. Which way is he gonna go?
Yeah, no hesitation with dropping down the Tombstone.
He does.
And
He actually gets the drop stun onto the Tiny, but it doesn't matter. And I mean, Wish, he's still here.
He's leading the way here. They might be able to look for Toby as well.
Sure can.
Avalanche in from Wish. Stormstorm's going to come in with a swashbuckle and Rolling Thunder to try and help out, but already Nande claims the kill.
Can they get Wish? He's pretty tanky.
And again with another pass by the Rolling Thunder. Arrow will not connect though. Rolling Thunder again will come crashing past. Nande, he's going aggressive onto Fishman.
The leap.
Won't quite be able to connect with the waveform, but Desire's in with a bushwhack. As they'll catch the Mirana. See if Storm and Katsumi can get some sort of a cleanup here. They're chasing down Spartan. And Spartan, he can head over to the Ancients. Actually, there's no Ancients there at the moment, so Stormer will be able to snipe him with the swashbuckle. Nande, though, he'll manage to walk out of this one. So again, you know, Entity getting some kills at the play top, but overall, Nande getting involved in this early action and able to walk out alive.
Stormer is getting a ton of kills here. 2-0 and 1 with his rotations. He's gone for Corrosion, so it's not going to be that super early defusal we do see sometimes, which I'm a little bit curious about, actually. I know Corrosion's a great item on this, but it feels like in this game, the diffu is just so valuable, especially with this type of start. But either way, little nitpicking stuff. As bottom, we do see Skylark. He's bullied the Naga Siren out of the lane, and he's actually taken a very early tower. He could look to swing towards mid very early on in this tide.
In top, Stormer is just continuing to make these aggressive plays here. Look for these kills early on.
Nice body blocks.
Get the decay off Spartan, but Swashbuckle's back up, and Stormer claims another life.
This last pick Pango looking pretty good right now. He's very high levels also, level 8, so matching that Tiny with that rotation. Wish, though, he is going to have a very early timing on his Blink Dagger. They're going for the sneaky arrow. Won't be able to get it as bottom. He cuts the tree.
He is. He's able to put a stop to that bushwhack connection, so Watson able to live. Top lane, they're going for Nande. He'll simply TP out. Oh! that crit coming in there with the ult will allow Toby to take the kill. He needed that crit, and he'll get it.
Oh, that's beautiful timing there, too. Now they can get the tower as well. That was literally split second there. Perfect crit. And Watson, he's actually the one who does dodge the gank, because you were saying, of course, the Quelling Blade to cut the tree. Big start for Toby. One of the better laning starts I've seen him have in some time. Stormer.
They're getting the kills, and they're building a bit of a lead now. Entity. Katsumi with a stolen bushwhack. He's going to be able to use that against Desire. Desire will be able to turn with the original bushwhack in return to catch Katsumi, but the damage is done. Fishman with a double. 8-6 now. Entity starting to just show sort of better control over the map at this point.
Better
These
rotations.
moves that they're getting away with, yeah.
Yeah, just really nice rotations from the two supports playing with Stormer, who has an Arcane Rune now, too. Skylark. We'll get that Meteor Hammer down, but yeah, Arcane Rune, one of the best runes, of course, you can get on the Pango, especially at this point early. Wish should be fine, and Wish, he's about to have Blink Dagger. Yeah. So still very fast timing for the Tiny that's going to look to be able to kick up the pace, but honestly, with the Morphling Undying lane, they're not that far ahead, even though they're not actually ahead at all. Even though they got these kills early on because of these rotations that's come out from Stormer. It's a 3K lead, actually, for Entity already.
Yeah, very impressive start. And honestly, the most of that a lot of that lead really is on the fact that Katomi's pretty rich on this reboot, right?
Yeah, he's level 7 as well, too. Some very good spells he can steal this game. Spartan, he'll be okay. He almost gets walked down from a creep plus a wolf.
I mean, they're going to try and make a play towards Nande. They know he's farming on his own on this part of the map. They're coming in with the smoke.
They've got the bushwhack, too, on the Rubik.
Oh, there's the opening. He's shifted up a fair bit of strength. It's going to be enough to buy him some time. Wish comes in with the jump avalanche, and at least hold back Katsumi and Fishman. You see Stormer still looking for Nande, though, and he'll find him. He cannot run from this Pango. Stormer dominating now. They will lose Katsumi off to the side, but they get that big kill. They take out Nande.
He truly is owning. Is he going to get caught, though? He might.
It's a very high-value kill if they can take him down. He'll have Swashbuckle back up in a second, but Desire catches him with a bushwhack. See if there's any way he can play his way out of this one. He'll try his best.
He'll make him work for it at the least. It's another blink in 2 seconds with an avalanche. They got him. Big money for Wish there.
And that's going to do a good job of pushing him towards his next time. Meanwhile, in the mid, Skylark very close to being able to take down this tier 1 with the pressure that he's moved over to put on it. Another round of the Meteor Hammer, and that'll do it. Tower goes down. Arrow does connect.
Do they have enough to go from, though? He's got max crack in the Anchor Smash,
it's very difficult, especially with Wish hovering around at the side, ready to jump in if necessary. Also able to pick up a regen rune. Spartan's also around to play around the mid lane. They're going to look to try and make the move towards Toby top with this smoke.
Yeah, Toby's been left alone for quite some time up here. He's 1-3-4, but his net worth is very, very good. He's going to have very good timing.
And he knows as well. He's already backing away from this top wave. Knows that this sort of swing's coming in from Wish.
And tons of space being made for Watson. Top net worth now on this Naga Siren. Even though he did get pushed out of lane a little early on, of course, versus that Tide. Yeah, they're making so much work. So many movements coming out from Stormer. His defusal, 400 gold away. So going to continue to be able to pressure and shut down Nande. who's at bottom of the course at the moment.
Yeah, that's
only by a small margin. But he is about 800 gold away from that Naga. They're going to give him some of the stacks, all the neutral items. That will almost put him back to even with that.
Well, the line's been drawn here by Entity. They want to sweep through the jungle of Monaspa, maybe considering the fact that Monaspa might get baited towards making a move on Toby as Toby starts to push that top wave again.
Yeah, I think they're expecting this movement. They also have, I believe, vision for a quick second. They saw Wish making the move over.
Wish would be a pretty nice catch, but Swashbuckle won't quite tickle him.
Doesn't quite have the defusal yet on Stormstormer either, which is a massive increase in damage. Very deep aggressive vision, though, that they're putting down on the side of Entity. They want to control this area.
I mean, do Monaspa want to fight into this?
Fighting into Skylark is still a little bit difficult. They're going to look to go for the jump. They're on Wish.
He tries for the combo onto Katsuomi, but Stormstormer's got the Rolling Thunder on. Comes across the Ravage. It's going to catch on to Toby. They have to follow up Meteor Hammer, but indeed the stolen Ravage feels like it does even more in return. A Desire, he's getting focused down by the Wolves. He's trying to run. Stormstormer also chasing out Spartan. Both the supports are gone on top of Wish as well. 3 dead on Monaspa.
I mean, Wish, he jumps into them there and allows him to just get a free initiation onto him. A very over-aggressive play gets punished.
Yeah, and Katomi's Ravage ends up being way better than that of Skylark's.
Absolutely, he did not cover it. Ravage just started casting Meteor Hammer, so he just kind of gives him the option to steal it.
Yeah, that's not going to be the combo when there's a Rubik in the game.
No. And mid, yeah, Toby, he's getting significant tower pressure off of that too. And now the Diffusal Blade, I believe it is, about to be finished up. And Watson, he's just soaking that space. Entity, looking very good right now.
Let's see where they go for next now. Still holding on to this lead, Entity, and yeah. Feeling very safe in the fact that Watson has had such a free start to this game now.
I mean,
good timings. I mean, if he's able to get that heart online in good time, it's going to be difficult, really, for Monaspa to make a move to kill this Naga Siren once the heart's online.
Absolutely.
Very tanky.
It's going to all be up to Nande, really, at that point, to be able to deal with him and dish out the damage.
Yeah.
And yeah, Nande, he has been slowed down a little bit here in this game after those deaths. Skylark, yeah, he just has to be way more careful about how he uses his Ravage and Meteor Hammer combo.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not going to make that mistake again. He will be dead, though.
Stormstormer is, I mean, he's playing one of the best games that we've seen from him in some time. 5-1-6.
I feel like we do get these games sometimes where it's like, how on earth did this team, you know, a lot of these teams, when they get this last pick Pango, you know, when it's in the hands of a player so comfortable upon it, it's, you know, there's definitely going to be an element of regret you feel from Monaspa when, you know, if this does end up going downhill for them against this last pick Pango that Stormstorm was able to get in this game.
The hero has an 80% win rate, as we see there, pretty much 78.9. I mean, it's pretty crazy. As Stormstormer also gets a rune, so he's going to be able to top off. He's going to be able to keep his presence on the map. He is everywhere. I love that he's also, this is the second time now I've seen him bring out, he brought 3 clarities earlier, now he brought 4 clarities. Sure, he's got the regen, but you can see the idea behind it. He's just trying to keep his presence on the map constantly to keep slowing down anything that Monaspa can really do early. Yeah, it's absolutely working. Monaspa looking to make another smoke play. But yeah, very difficult to ever find Watson.
They want to try and connect with Skylark. Ravage is back up. Nande's still not quite in a state where he wants to get involved himself.
He's got the Manta, so maybe he can look to get involved here soon. Of course, wants to get Aghanim so that he can always turn into like the Naga Siren and stuff like that and steal the stats, and that's going to take a lot longer. But he could look to get involved with this team soon. But Entity, they're the ones making the first move.
Kanaomi's still got Ravage to play with.
It's about to wear off. Does he just throw it out?
He does.
He does.
Throws it out onto Skylark. As Skylark getting caught once again.
And Spartan even being ran down by some illusions here. Things are accelerating very quickly here as Toby, I believe his Helm of the Overlord is finished now too. They could probably go for a Roshan pretty soon.
And Kanaomi's thinking about going for Spartan. Swashbuckle will miss.
Just off the mark. Yeah, they can just walk into Roche though. The space has been made.
I mean, what are you going to do? You have no Skylark, what, for 10 seconds? When he's up, there will be Ravage, but this Roche is going to go down pretty fast, pretty safely as well, with the illusions and the summons out.
There's no way they can fight here. Uh-oh, Monaspa. 1 or 2 of these mistakes so far this game have really compounded, and also just the very good movements really on top of that from Entity have just been beautiful. Everything just really, Stormstormer is super clutch this game. 12 of the 14 kills are just because of his rotations. And yeah, they give him the Aegis, so they're really prioritizing just making sure this Pango has the best game ever. And I'm sure Watson's also saying, I'm not even in the game. Like, I'm just jungling. You're making all the plays happen, so you take Aegis so you can keep posing a threat.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, what is the move here for Monaspa now that Entity has this Aegis?
It's not easy, because Stormstormer is just always the first one making the move. Tombstone on the high ground. Spartan.
I'll see him there.
He's trying to pretend.
He's got the backup of Wish, honestly. Nearly gets Fishman, but the leaps will be enough to save him.
Wish. Does he have them? The zombies, they give vision. Oh. Can't quite. Every single time, it's Stormstormer. He's doing the first move. Toby, he's got his shapeshift back in a second. They can start pressuring top tower.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, very hard for Monaspa to turn up and defend these sort of objectives.
It's also because it's under vision. That early ward that Katomi had placed on high ground, they see everything. So they see Skylark just walking in toward it here top. Yeah, they don't even have to commit for the tower. They're just letting the Granite Golem do it. Almost fully brought down. Watson will run right into Nande. Nande, pretty low on the HP pool. But Watson does get forced away. And Watson, I mean, he pretty much has the hard finish.
Yeah, it's just massive. These timings are coming out perfectly for the Nagasar in this game.
They're definitely going to lack a lot of damage to be able to deal with him until that Morphling is fully online. Nobody else really touches that Naga.
Oh,
Mike issue.
Mike? Yeah, I mean, they're probably not going to be able to dive in on this, right? They do have the Aegis, but Rolling Thunder's actually up in a few seconds.
Oh, his mic is dead. Uh-oh.
It's dead! Oh, no.
I mean, they're applying so much pressure, though, at this point. Monaspa, you can just feel that they're totally on the back foot, just having to wait and wait and wait. And the waiting game doesn't really feel like it benefits them as this Morphling, even though, yes, it's Morph versus Nagasar and stuff like that. Nobody else really deals with them, and there are a lot of things to actually address this Morph. Overwhelming damage, really, from the side of Entity because of how Stormstormer's been able to have this start. Level 13 on the Pango. Echo Saber done for Wish, so still a decent amount of farm for him, though, but yeah, definitely not feeling that same impact by any means compared to him as the Pango.
Radiant are scanning.
Their thing is, too, is like looking at their heroes. BKB. Oh, we're going to wait for that in a second. Stormstormer's in.
Yeah, he's in.
Oh.
Ooh, Desire trying to push himself back with the ultimate himself. But Stormstormer, he'll be able to sweep through the trees, find the setup. They take Desire down.
Oh, and he gives up Sharpshooter. Oh, that's definitely not one you want to give up when you have Tidehunter, especially, too. You can just break the Tide down. They can focus him.
We gotta watch out for the players from Katomi now. If he gets a good setup for the Sharpshooter, they'll get easy kills with this.
Wish. Waiting last second for the blink. Skylark is in position.
Oh, he's got this Invis rune. That's the Ravage.
They just don't have damage to... They don't have damage to deal with in Nagasar, and still they get the top tower. Outpost being taken as well.
How close is Skylark as well to his Aghanim? It's just about 300 gold until he's got that completed.
Okay, so maybe they're going to wait for that, plus Nande having his Ags so that he can actually look to be able to fight early on. But are they going to be too far behind at that point?
Yeah, 8k gold lead at the moment for Entity. Early moments as well, just 20 minutes in.
And yeah, still having the stolen Sharpshooter. Fishman, he also has a mech, so yeah, limited damage. It does feel like on the side of Monaspa, and now even more so with the mech on top. And they're even still setting up. I mean, they placed the same ward that they placed earlier, and it's still not dewarded. So they've just had full control of the Monaspa jungle kind of the entire game here. That's the first Ags. Nande, he's about to have his finished up as well, too. And let's see if they are going to look to make a move with that. Maybe wait for the Aegis to expire also. But will it be enough for them to be able to fight back versus this Pango? As I was saying before, problem with this Pango also is the last big Pango, and when you look at the heroes on Monaspa, no one really wants to build early BKB. So this Rolling Thunder, it's going to connect every single time onto everyone. Like, this BKB timing is going to come super late from someone like Nande, and same thing for the Tiny. So, yeah, roll is going to always be super disruptive. Yeah, Entity playing fast. Keeping lanes shoved in, either from Helm of the Overlord, or from those illusions, and then sweeping across the map to look for any of these Monaspa heroes.
Won't catch them this time.
And I believe, yeah, Nande. He's got Ags. Doesn't have the 15 talent just yet, but he's got level 2 morph. Let's see if they do look to fight. So they have, as we mentioned, Ags on Tide. They're about to have Ags morphling. He's about to have talent. Could this be something that lets them fight versus this Pango? It still feels difficult, but they do probably want to use some type of timing here because they're getting out-farmed, getting outscaled.
Yeah, Watson's just getting absolutely huge. He's
Yeah.
sort of a full item ahead.
And he knows what to build, too. He's already got the Lincolns pretty much, I mean, getting close to being finished. So he's going to be able to counter that Aghanims of the Morphling in a lot of situations if they don't break it initially. So, okay, they are smoking. He's got the talent. They've got all the stuff that we were talking about. But no BKB, so do have to watch out for this Pango. They need to find Stormer.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, they can't afford for this move to go wrong.
No.
Monaspa, they're down 10k. They've got to make this work.
Who are they going to find? I mean, they really have to find Stormer.
Entity, they're playing so careful.
Yeah, they know this movement's coming. They see the way that the lane positioning is. The bottom tower is just getting knocked on for free.
Dire's bottom tower has
And we'll be able to find anything Monaspa for now. Entity, a step ahead of them.
Great reads all game. First 23 minutes looking super smooth.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's
Yeah, bottom tower. He's cutting the wave. The Black Dragon is going to continue applying pressure onto this tier 2. They've got to address it. Wish. He's getting closer and closer toward BKB, but Courier will die to the Dragon. He actually just walks it right through. And every minute that passes by, it's like an extra 1,000 gold or something like that.
They're getting richer and richer on Entity.
And there's the Lincolns, so he's got that counter versus the Morph. The Ags Morph, that is.
And Watson, he's going to just be able to walk in onto Skylark. They've got the follow Rolling Thunder back into the arrow. As they'll just lock down the tide here. Skylark, he's got nothing to do.
They just eat the Tombstone as well, too. They're just chasing forward.
So if they can dive in for anything more here, Toby. There was Spartan a desire, but they'll be back up to the base.
But they get a tier 2 out of it.
under attack.
Precious bounty.
They do not care about this tide anymore. He is not tanky.
And not the sort of strong frontliner anymore that Monaspa want to be able to rely on.
And he's in no position to really go for a Ravage because it's just a Pango rolling on him and some bunch of illusions and stuff like that hitting him. And it could just get stolen immediately, as we've seen Katomi already get it once. It's like Monaspa, it's like they need time, it feels like, but time, yeah, just not in their favor whatsoever, especially with Watson just full control.
No, I mean, the only one on their team farming is Nande.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is falling behind. As meanwhile, over on Entity side of things, Stormer, and Toby in great spots. They're getting their farm and you know, their big items around the corner. Toby's nearly got his AC.
Damn.
Still half the recipe away.
Look at that GPM, 700 in comparison to the 570 of the Morph. I mean, Watson has literally just gotten to play PvE mode because his team's just applied so much pressure throughout everything. It's a dream situation for a Naga Siren.
I will see a significant difference in the amount of CS that Watson's been able to clean up in comparison to Nande this game. Of course, he is an Naga Siren, so
sure.
it's, you know, it's going to be easy in that regard, but still it's definitely exaggerated by the fact that his team has just set up the map in a way that Monaspa's never really been able to get towards him.
They literally never found the Naga. Like, Wish just never found him. Roche, 40 seconds. Yeah, we see that win probability, 82%. Yeah, and it's definitely feeling that way.
Yeah.
Big items coming out very soon. As you were pointing out, the AC, I believe, is going to be done now for Toby. Stormer also getting closer and closer toward his Aghanims. Things are just feeling more and more difficult. I don't know how Nande's going to do this on his own.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's just so hard for Monaspa to sort of step away from the safety of their towers.
And Rochet's about to come up, and it's going to die so fast. The AC aura, all that armor reduction that's going to come out from Riptide as well as the Pango too, it's going to die in seconds.
They could just go straight in without a sort of care in the world here, Entity.
Let's see how long it takes. What was it, like 8 seconds, 9 seconds, something like that? Incredibly fast. And now, does Watson even need the Aegis? Doesn't matter. He's going to take it. Who'd end up giving that shard to?
I think they gave it to the Lycan.
They gave it to the Lycan.
Yeah.
I like that.
Extra
honestly.
pressure.
Yep.
Oh. And Watson, he's looking to lead in and start the fight himself now.
Wish actually jumps in.
He's jumped in with the combo.
Do they have the burst?
They don't have anywhere close to the damage needed for Stormstormer. Stormstormer only taking about half his HP and damage there.
Dead.
He tries to TP out, but with Watson on top of him and all the illusions, there's not a chance of escape. 2 dead on Monaspa.
They can't do anything.
This game really feels like they can't. Entity too far ahead, and this Naga Siren Watson completely out of control already.
400 last hits at 27 minutes. And yeah, there's the Axe Pango also. They have full control. There's nothing. Yeah, it's literally a whole game is on Nande, and it's not an easy game for this Morphling with what he's up against. He's even getting out farmed now from the Lycan. He's got no space. They're going to be trapped in their base. And oh, a DD spawns top also. Another fortunate thing for Entity.
Skylark has managed to find his blink, so
okay.
Some sort of way of starting off the fights, which they are going to need when it comes to these high ground defenses. You know, Entity surely close to being at the point where they want to try and push high ground.
But they just can't even... They attempt to go for the burst onto the Pango this time around, but Stormstormer is just too farmed at this point.
They're going out for another smoke.
Feels like a desperate one.
It really does.
Level 18 on the Morph.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Can they find anything?
Dire are scanning.
Waves are all shoved in. I feel like Entity's going to have a read of this in a second now. Top lane's pushing in, bottom wave's pushing in, mid also from the Wolf. All sticking together. Spartan walking up recklessly into the high ground.
Well, he'll die for that. They'll get in with the attempted ravage, but indeed Stormstormer, he's able to avoid it, and now he's ready to fight back. Wish pops the BKB, but cannot stand his ground against the Naga Siren. Skylark trying to escape. The stun comes in once again from Stormstormer. Watson turns his attention over towards Nande, catches him in the root. See Nande, he'll turn into the Pangolier. Watson with the song, buying time for the backup of Fishman to come in off that buyback, and the song into the arrow, catches Nande. He's out of the game. As 20k lead, Entity just continue to crush every moment of this one.
That could just be it. I mean, this felt like it was the desperate move for them. They don't find anything. And Stormstormer, yeah, a well-deserved tip. He is part of 20 of the 22 kills. He has done everything for them, it feels like.
He really has.
The last big Pango.
It's, again, one of those games, as I say, that we've had a few times. I don't know what it is about the Pango. Sometimes people forget about it, and it gets in as that last pick.
I mean, Quinn said it, right? Wish doesn't... It seems like Wish just doesn't play it. He wanted to go for his Tiny. He wasn't able to find much success with his rotations. Yeah, and it's been the Stormstormer show. Rax is dropping.
Up to the high ground they go.
Yeah, that feels like it.
Of course, this does mean what the
next game.
Next game, it absolutely counts for something now. If this does end up with Entity taking this one, you know, that's them potentially beating Monaspa. And Monaspa, of course, they beat Nigma. So the Nigma, they will have a chance to go up against Entity. And if Nigma's able to take out Entity, we'll be going to another round of the tiebreakers. But of course, Entity looking very good in this game too, honestly. Coming in, we came to the tiebreakers series. If they can bring this level of performance against Nigma in the next game, the next best of one, it's going to be tough for Nigma.
Absolutely.
They're looking pretty on fire today here, Entity.
Honestly, all of them really are. Like, every single one of them has carried their weight this game. I mean, Watson hasn't really had to do too much as the Naga Siren, of course, but he's carried his weight in just finding all that farm, while Stormstormer's just applied so much pressure, and oh my god.
In the mid. Spartan's gone. And Stormstormer, he's looking to dive in for more.
Sure is. Wish.
He has to put the BKB. Just due to the threat there of Stormstormer diving in on him.
Onto the Rax, pushing the top wave. They have creeps entering in a second. This Rax will die in seconds. Monaspa, they do have that tier 2 bottom. Nande getting closer and closer to Scotty, but yeah, he just doesn't have the damage to deal with everything here. Yeah, they just didn't find anything on Monaspa to be able to connect with like their Tide, their Ravages and stuff like that. We saw just really the one, and it was actually the Katomi Ravage that was just way better.
Full BKB on Nande.
Okay. He does feel his damage. Now, his damage is still very limited with this. It's just more protection to deal with this mana burn and stuff like that from the Pango, but...
Yeah, and after being able to kind of do so much on the sniper last game to get that win against Nigma Galaxy, he's just not in a position to do the same as the Morphling this game.
And it's one of his most comfortable heroes.
Yeah.
He's just, really struggled from those rotations from Stormstormer.
28k lead here, 32 minutes, and an insane amount of net worth advantage here.
Yeah.
Closer to the 1k a minute. Very, very few teams come back from a spot like this.
I mean, just still very much so, like kind of gushing over the way the Stormstormer was able to play this game. Yeah, 22 out of 24 kill involvement. Everything has been a bit because of this Pango, and I mean even Fishman too. 7-2-13. He's part of a lot of kills too. Full Hex, another answer for the Morphling. They're cruising at this point. An arrow even connects onto Wish. Can't quite commit onto it though. Entity being very careful. Even though it's in firm control, not wanting to risk literally anything.
You've got to play it safe in these best of ones. You don't want to be the team that throws a 30k lead in a best of one.
At 30 minutes. 1k per minute.
You close this one down very safely.
Pretty difficult for them to throw it. I think they'd have to dive and die probably 2 to 3 times, something like that with everyone. As Stormstormer's in, Ravage.
It's going to come out here. I mean, Stormstormer
They
is
found him
dead.
once.
I see Toby, though, he's wrapping around from the back lines, and the buyback will come out from Stormstormer. They want to try to close this final fight out, potentially, and indeed Nande caught by the stun. He's still able to put the Manta, but the Hex is there. They're turning around, and Fishman getting pretty low. Had to use the leaps to get away, but Skylark will get taken out by Katsuomi. Over to the side, telekinesis up on a Wish, and Stormstormer, the Rolling Thunder's up. He'll come crashing into the Tiny, and now blink up to the high ground and turn his attention over towards Spartan instead. Spartan goes down. Wish to slowly but surely fall as well.
Nande somehow barely gets away. Gets hexed in full controlled after that arrow, but will be able to sneak himself away. But yeah, now Skylark, Toby giving him the high five. Nande's TPing back in.
Okay, he wants to fight this. And be able to take down the dinosaur.
But
it's just the two of them left.
He's in an awkward spot.
It's just the two of them left. Skylark, he'll get taken down by Stormstormer. 4 dead on Monaspa. Entity, they've got the whole lineup up and ready to push. Nande trying to scramble desperately back towards the Fountain, but it gets caught with the bash of the swashbuckle. The bushwhack. He's holding back Entity, but not enough time to allow Nande to escape as Nande falls. Entity, they're onto the tier 4s. The buybacks are there for Monaspa. Nande coming back into the action. But the base getting taken down bit by bit here by Entity.
One last fight.
And the Hex is already caught onto Nande. The arrow's there as well.
No more fight.
Nande's out for 100 seconds. GG, well played is called. Entity will take this best of one against Monaspa, and very, very convincingly as well. This was not a quick stop, but it certainly was a stop.
Stormstormer God, this game.